like to make sure if I can get like some confirmation. I don't know how long it takes or what the delay is like, but this is the first time in a long time that I use what is this called? StreamYard. So I'm not seeing anything here on pretty much any of our channels. So that could be a problem. We got a viewer. All right, we got a like. All right, cool. So we're live somewhere. It looks like Facebook. So okay, good. At least we're live on Facebook, so that's okay. All right, guys, welcome to the Sunday Live. I like to come on here and just really just sort of let you guys know what's on my mind, what's going on in my life, in my business, and everything like that. And sometimes it could be about claims. Sometimes it could be about pretty much anything. It could be, hey, what's up, Rich? All right. Rich, are you watching me on YouTube? Yes. All right, sweet. So it's working. Thank you very much, sir. Excuse the mess in the background. This is just sort of the way it goes. This is the 2025 marketing plan. If you didn't check that, you're going to want to see that one. That one's a really good, that's a good episode. Really take you back behind the scenes as to what we are doing for Elite Resolutions. In case you guys haven't been following me, and there's a show, I could put it in the comments. Damn, I like this. This is pretty cool. In case you guys didn't know, and you guys hear me okay too, all right? I'm assuming. So in case you guys didn't know, I just came back from California. I was supposed to do this live actually from California, and I was supposed to do it early morning in California on my way to the Joe Dispenza event. Would have been Sunday. Would have been my third day at this event. But unfortunately, it got canceled. And it got canceled because of the wildfires in California. But not just canceled. Like literally, we wouldn't have gone. We left on Wednesday. Wednesday was when all the fires started to occur. And we were monitoring it all day, making sure that the event didn't get canceled or whatever, and it just didn't get canceled. And then we went to the airport, and then we boarded our flight. And then 5 minutes after boarding our flight, we got the email notification saying that the event was canceled. So we were on our way, and that was it. It's coincidence though, right? It's funny because it's what I do for a living is, I handle fire claims. We handle claims. So it kind of worked out where it ended up being great content, and I'm being yelled at by my wife because she's trying to work out, and my son is getting all up in her workout. But it doesn't matter. The show must go on. Max, ven aquí. Ven aquí. Ven, ¿quieres trabajar conmigo? Nada más. Ok, bueno, tiene que jugar con los carritos entonces. So it ended up working out because it ended up being really good content. I've already uploaded all the content. Next Wednesday on the Commercial Claim Show, you will see the sort of behind the scenes and the whole video about on our way there, like a vlog style video that you'll see on YouTube next week. So that should be interesting. If you were following me along, you will see that, it was all up in it. And it was wild. I have to say, we arrived on Wednesday night and everybody at the hotel was an evacuee, pretty much everyone. And I had some conversations with people, and a lot of them probably didn't get their houses burned down. They just had to evacuate because they just had to evacuate. But it was pretty wild, man. It's pretty crazy, like what these people had to go through. We're watching the news while we're at the hotel lobby, and you can see people were actually getting forced out of their cars. They were getting forced out of their cars and having to leave their cars behind as well because the fires were approaching. They were approaching a little bit too fast. And from what people were telling me, those fires are fast. It's almost like, I don't know, picture it like a tidal wave, but it's just fire. And it just starts taking everything out. And we went to see a fire that occurred actually in November. I think it was Camarillo, I think is the name of the town. I went with our guys over in Tugboat Claims. Shout out to you. Shout out to you guys, Cameron and his brother Chris. And it's pretty crazy how it just flattens everything out. The only thing that I could compare it to, the whole event, I can compare it to a hurricane. It had that hurricane feeling, it had that disaster feeling, it had that holy crap. And then I'm talking with public adjusters, phone calls are coming in, text messages are coming in, people are calling. Like, it's just that whole craziness it's pretty wild. If you've ever been through a hurricane as an adjuster, it's great, obviously, for business purposes, but it is very, very, very stressful. It's very overwhelming. And if you haven't gone through it before, it can be I don't want to use the word depressing in a way, but it could be mentally taxing. Yeah, a lot, really bad. But what I can compare it to when I actually saw the destruction is I can compare it to sort of like a tornado, where if you ever seen a really nasty tornado, it just sort of makes a path. Same thing, man. It just sort of makes this path. And sometimes the houses that are close to it weren't even affected, but anything in the path of this fire, it just wiped out, like totally gone. And you'll see some of the footage of that next week. We then tried to go to basically ground zero, which is, I believe it's called the Palisades. I could be wrong about that. My apologies. But they didn't let us in. We tried to go through PCH, the Pacific Coast Highway, but they didn't let us through. So, we weren't able to actually see the worst of it. I'm sure if you were watching the news yesterday, it's gotten worse and it's continuing to spread. Another thing that I didn't know about these fires is a lot of them are caused by arson. That's fucked up. I swear I did not know that. And then I even saw some footage yesterday on social media of a guy. It was like in a security camera with a blowtorch, like just ready to light shit up. And somebody in the neighborhood actually caught him, called the police, and escorted him out. That's insane, man. That's insane. Like, why? Why are we doing this? It's so dry out there. Any little torch like that, it just spreads like wildfire, and it causes some major destruction. And these people have lost a lot of stuff. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. As far as public adjusters are concerned, I know that they sent out a bulletin yesterday. Roberto Lara, I think, is the head of the DOI there, and just talking about solicitation and stuff like that. You got to wait. But if you're a public adjuster already in California, you don't have to solicit. I mean, ultimately, again, it's like the hurricane. The phone calls will start coming in. There's no need for you to just go out there and start door knocking and doing all that stuff. And I would advise of the same thing. If you plan on going out to California, if you're licensed in California, don't push it, guys. Don't push it. Every one of us gets FOMO all the time. Public adjusters are so known for the fear of missing out. Every time a storm hits, God knows, anywhere in the country, you got to start doing whatever you can to get over there and start signing claims. Relax, okay? First of all, I will tell you, like any natural disaster, sometimes it takes days, if not weeks, all right, for people just to get their bearings, right? And then just like to really get going. Second of all, you're not from there. So, have a strategy. Don't just go out there, fly out there blind without having an actual plan on what to do. If you plan on going out there, you know what you should do? Start posting on social media. Start posting on social media saying that, hey, I've got my license. I plan on arriving on this date. I will be there from this date to this date. I'd love to meet whoever I'd like to meet. I will be there to service the clients. I will come with water and food and whatever it is. Just let people know. I'll never forget Hurricane Michael, I think it was. I did the same thing. I didn't know anybody in the Panhandle, but I just started posting. And eventually I got phone calls from people I went to middle school with that had neighbors, and their neighbors had neighbors. And I ended up signing a great deal of claims. And I did very well just by letting people know. So luckily we have an avenue through social media. Also, I will also suggest another thing, because I failed at this as well. Don't just start running ads. Don't just start, oh, I got to run ads, because they all fall flat. If you're not running ads for a while and you're not into, I don't know the term, but you're like not, you're not already past like the algorithm and everything like that, your ads will fall flat and it'll be a complete waste of money. You're better off doing it organically. You guys want to be successful in California and you live in Florida and you want to go there and you've got a temporary license or you've got whatever it is and you plan on doing that, start posting now, okay? Post reels, okay? Post normal posts, post on LinkedIn if you want to, and post a bunch of stories. Out of those four, whatever goes viral, okay? And I explained this in my video. By viral, I mean just like double, triple, quadruple, or 100 times more views than you would normally get. Okay, it doesn't have to be viral where it gets millions of views. Viral for you, okay? So that means if you typically get 50 views on a story and all of a sudden a particular story got like 400 views, or if a reel typically gets 50 or 100 views and or 20 views, doesn't matter, but all of a sudden this particular one got 200 or 300 views, that is viral. That's something that people are actually watching, that the algorithm picked up, that other people would find interesting. Then you pump ads behind that, okay? And then I believe you could localize it and you could pump it into the local area. All right. That's going to be better because you know the post can go viral. You know that it could be something successful, and you know that it'll get picked up. Okay. And then you keep doing that. Okay. Once a week. All right. This is the tips. You guys got to take these tips, take these to heart, man. This stuff that I teach in the mastermind. Once a week, if you post 5 times, okay, once a week, what's the one that had the most views? Pump ads behind it. The next week, what's the one that had the most views? Pump ads behind it. Hello from Canada, sweetie kid. All right. That's what you got to do, guys. That's the Gary Vee formula he talks about in his last book that he just came out with. And I suggest you get the audio version because he talks outside of the actual written word of it. But do it every week. What was, and I always say viral because don't think that viral is multi-millions of views. Okay, viral is just viral for you. Okay, and then pump ads behind it. Do it every week. Do it every week, and then you do it from California. Irina from Los Angeles. Irina, we had a great dinner the other night. Thank you so much. And that's how you want to do it. That's, I think, the best way. Don't just pump a bunch of ads and then that's it. Obviously, lead magnets are very important too, guys. Give something away. You could give some tips and tricks or something like that so that people could actually help themselves without having to hire you, but they have to give you their phone number and they have to give you their email address. Now you have somebody who's really interested in your services, and then you could reach out to them as well. So yes, I do. I would go for it if you guys want to actually take that trip to California. Remember though, guys, when you relocate, when you go and you chase a storm, or in this case, you chase this fire, just understand you're going to be there for a while. It's not like, hey, I'm going to go for a weekend and then I never have to go back again. Understand, if you have a family, you're going to have to be going back several times. And if you live in Florida, like a lot of the audience, that's a long freaking trip, okay? Texas is not bad because Texas is in the middle, but it's a long trip. You're talking about 3 hours. I got back last night. I mean, I swear I could not get out of bed today until like 8:30, which I typically get up like around 6. So it was tough to get out of bed. So just understand that trip's going to wipe you out for a little while. And then you have to also understand that just, claims are different in different states. It's just a different vibe. Forget about the policy and forget about the coverages and stuff like that. It's a different vibe. When you handle a claim that is not in your typical local state, you will notice that every state just has a different vibe. And if they know that you're from out of state and you're not from there, they will treat you differently. They'll treat you like an out-of-towner. So just be prepared for all that stuff. I always said throughout my entire tennis coaching career, I coached a lot of elite athletes that played very, very important tournaments in Florida. And one thing we always want to do is you want to study your opponent. You want to know all of their strengths. You want to know all of their weaknesses before going in. Okay, you want to be ready for anything. And same thing, you want to know. Don't just be like, hey, let's just go for it. No, study, find out what is it that they're going to do. And one of those things is they are going to treat you differently. So you have to be prepared for that. And how are you going to handle that? So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to do my event. That sucked. Anybody who knows who Joe Dispenza is, he's a scientist, and I always forget the term, but it was going to be pretty cool. It was going to be a 3-day meditation retreat of like really manifesting the future, manifesting the reality. It ended up not being that, I was really looking forward to it. The only other date that they have was, I think it was in March or May, but unfortunately my wife is working that week. So I just got my money back. I may go, but I may not. My schedule is jam-packed this year. So we've got, just to give you an idea, we've got a couple of virtual events that we're going to be doing that we'll start promoting pretty soon. We're going to bring back Advocates United in Miami at the end of the year, so stay tuned for that as well. Jesus, what else do we have? We've got our mastermind in person. So if you become a part of the mastermind, every quarter we meet in person. So we've got those that we're doing as well. So we've got 4 of those. That's pretty exciting. What else? Mastermind, live events, virtual events. Obviously, every Monday we get together for the mastermind. So there's that. We got a few vacations. I'm going on a cruise on Thursday, so that should be fun. With my wife, we're going, and we're bringing Max. It's for a pharmacy thing. My wife's a pharmacist, so yeah, that's what we're doing, guys. If you guys had any questions, please feel free to drop them here, especially if we're talking about California, if we're talking about claims, fires, or anything like that. Also, yeah, be prepared. If you're going to do a fire claim, it ain't easy, okay? There's a lot that goes into it. You're talking all 3 coverages, number 1, 4 coverages if you're looking at other structures, and personal property. It is rough. Personal property is tough. If you're at all concerned about personal property and you're just going to dish it out to somebody, please message me. Send me a message, okay? We can help you. We've got a team, okay? A badass team, all right? Shout out to Liz. If you don't follow her, you need to follow her on Facebook. She is the personal property queen, in my opinion. And but just reach out to me, okay? Don't just hand off the personal property because you don't want to deal with it. There's too much money to be had. Guys, send me a message, send me a DM if you're concerned for any fire, for any flood, for anything like that. When you're talking about personal property content, I'm telling you, you're going to want to reach out to me. We could really help you because it's a huge coverage that most public adjusters don't want to deal with because it is so complicated. So yeah, please reach out to me. I got you. I'll help you out. It's the way to go. So, all right. Okay. I mean, that's it. That's all I really have for today. I mean, unless anybody has questions, you know, I'm always looking to see if we could help people out and see if there's a way that we could you know, just help people who are struggling. That is my goal. My goal this year, 2025. My word for 2025 is to be impactful. All right? It's to be impactful. Chris, shout out to Chris, my fellow meditation, manifestation brother. Don't forget to send me those audios. Christopher Mooney, thank you for leaving a comment, is the brother of Cameron Mooney of Tugboat Claims. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much for taking me out. That was a blast. Had so much fun. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. But basically, Chris, what we were just talking about was just my experience with California, my experience with fires, how complicated they can get, and they could get very, very difficult. And quite frankly, if somebody who is not from California is going to travel to this fire event in California, to be prepared, make sure you set it up correctly. Make sure that you have a strategy. Make sure that you are ready to go and you don't go empty-handed. You're not going to want to travel all the way to California and not do anything. Sort of like I did, except that's not the reason why I was going. I may be going back in a couple of weeks. Shout out to Adina and her team. Might be coaching her team a little bit and helping them see if they could really take it to the next level. And so I might be going back. I will definitely let the public know if I decide to go back to California, to Los Angeles. Like I said, it's a long trip, but it was worth it. It was fun. It was a great quality time with my wife too. I really enjoyed that. So questions, guys, anybody that has questions, please ask away if there are any questions at all. But yeah, no, it was a good time. And now we get ready for the week. How about by coincidence, this week I'm actually going to be getting my IICRC fire and restoration certification. That's pretty cool. Smoke and fire, FRST, I think it's called. I'm getting that this week. So how about that? That's pretty cool. So I'll know even more about fires by the end of the week. It's on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's exciting. And then we go to the cruise. So that's exciting. It's good. It's a good life. It's a good life. Guys, just keep grinding, keep working hard, and manifest it. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you want in your life? You know, the other day I saw $100 million in my bank account. That's right. 100 million. 9 figures. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. I've got a wife who's trying to work out. I've got a child who's over here. Maggie. All right, guys. You guys see him on social media all the time. This guy's the man. All right. Find out if IICRC is really recommending a HEPA sandwich for smoke damage. A HEPA sandwich. Hey, good morning. How are we doing? We're live with Max and with Vince. Doesn't matter. There are no rules. There are no rules whatsoever. So, okay. All right, guys. I'd love to stay on, but you know we got responsibilities here. And I don't see many questions going out. I will find out, Chris, about the sandwich. Is Max signing your new theme song? Yes, he's singing the new theme song. It's called Secret Love, is actually what he's saying. The ISARC 500 is not clear. The 700 supposedly. Secret Love is what he's singing. Plus white, then All right, guys. Until next week, we'll let you know what's going on in the life of Vince and Commercial Claims Advocate and all that good stuff. Guys, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate the time. Next Sunday, same time. It'll be at 10 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. Thank you guys for coming on. We'll see you later. Say bye, Max.
Bye.
Bye.